You are here. You know these maps in shopping mall, big hospitals or big hotels that say you are here. They exist to orient you in an unfamiliar territory to tell you where you are, where you want to go, and how to get there. But many in life are unhappy to be where they are now and want to move from here to there. But something is stopping them from getting to the next level as they have lost their internal you are here map. Some, in spite of their education in premium institutes, always have a nagging feel whether they are failure, that they have not reached a desired position. Yes, what is holding them back? The higher you go, the more your success depends not on skills, but on behavior and attitudes. It is not that these people don't know who they are or where they are going or what they want to achieve. Nor is that they don't have adequate sense of self-worth. In fact, they tend to be very successful. What is wrong is that they don't have any idea how their attitude and behavior is interfering across to the people who matter, their bosses, colleagues, subordinates, clients, or even family members. The higher you go, the more your problems are behavioral. Many times, attitude defines altitude. Peter Drucker, the management guru, used to say, we spend a lot of time teaching what the leaders want to do. But we don't spend enough time teaching leaders what to stop doing. Let us see in this video what the leaders need to stop doing in their successful career. Marshall Goldsmith, the eminent executive coach, in his best-selling book, What Get You Here Won't Get You There, raises a question. What stupid things our top people do that we need to stop doing now? What we are dealing here is the challenges in interpersonal behavior, often leadership habits. These habits don't happen in vacuum, but transactional flaws performed by the leader to the other. Success sometimes masks destructive habits. The path upward requires unlearning old behaviors, accepting feedback, and committing to continuous improvement. Many of these habits are deeply ingrained, and it is easy to fall into these patterns unconsciously, especially when past successes have reinforced them. Resting on our laurels and becoming complacent in our behaviors can hinder our growth. Goldsmith identified 21 detrimental habits, and he advises first to become aware of these behaviors. Self-awareness is the first step to self-improvement. Once you recognize these habits in yourself, you can work towards actively changing them and continue to evolve. Goldsmith's main argument is that the very habits and behaviors that catapulted these leaders to success might be the ones holding them back from even greater achievements. In the book, Goldsmith identifies 21 specific habits that often prove detrimental to the leader's continued success and growth. And I am sure in the course of going through the habits list, you may recognize yourself. That is me. You will say to yourself, I do that all the time and I had no idea how dysfunctional it was. Let us look at some of the bigger ones out of Goldsmith's list of 21 habits. The first major habit is winning too much behavior. Let me give my own personal example of winning too much behavior. Recently, I wanted to go for a dinner with my spouse for celebrating a small event. My choice was restaurant X and my wife's choice was restaurant Y. I had a strong debate about my choice with all the data and pointed out all the negative comments and bad reviews received for restaurant Y. Only the argument heated up and I finally yielded to my wife's choice. We went to the restaurant Y. You know what? The experience confirmed only my misgivings. The reservation, they goofed up. They made us wait long. The service was very slow and poor. Before the next helping, our hands got dried. The taste of the food was lousy. I lost my temper and let out my anger. I heavily critiqued the restaurant and verbally assaulted my spouse. How wrong she was in her choice. I continued how we could have avoided this debacle if only she had listened to my logic. With my management background and intellectual arrogance, I was grinding my wife with a cost-benefit analysis. My wife was helplessly sulking and the evening was spoiled. On return, I stepped back and took a breath and looked silently, analyzing my own behavior. Being a participant in the incident, I suddenly became the observer of my own role and behavior as to what really happened and how did I behave. Why did I act the way I did? Was it not my relationship with my partner is far more important than winning a trivial argument of where to eat? I could have simply shut my mouth up and eat the food, mentally write it off and enjoy the evening. Why? Oh, why this happened? Goldsmith says, our obsession with winning rears its ugly head across all transactions. When the issue is important, we want to win. When the issue is trivial, not worth our time and energy, we still want to win. He says, if you have achieved any measure of success, you are guilty of this every day. When you are in a meeting at work, you want your position to prevail. When you are arguing with your significant other, you will pull out all the data to come out on top. This is how strong the urge to win is. Winning too much is easily the most common behavioral problem. There is a fine line between being competitive and over-competitive, being smart and trying to be over-smart. Winning too much is the number one challenge because it plays nearly in every other behavioral situations. If we argue too much, it's because we want our view to prevail over everyone else. If we manipulate to put down other people, it is our stealthy way of positioning them beneath us. If we ignore people, it is again about winning. To achieve continued success, leaders must recognize the importance of soft skills. You will end up wasting less time in pointless arguments. and start to appear more welcoming and agreeable personality. In future videos, we will pick up some other major habits or flaws from the list and see what Marshall Goldsmith has to say. Towards the end of this video series, we will see how to break this vicious cycle of habits. Thanks for watching till the end and want you to wait and watch the whole series.